Getting to know Berkeley, Marin Avenue neighborhood tour. I'm coming to you today from the Circle. You see that fountain behind me? Well, that was designed by John Galen Howard, the man who designed the master plan of UC Berkeley, including Sather Gate and Sather Tower, or the Campanile. The fountain was the first public work of art in Berkeley, and it was completed in 1911. But in 1958, a runaway truck plowed right into it, and it took almost 40 years for it to be rebuilt. This is how the Circle looked without the fountain. Here it is in 1911 on Dedication Day, and here it is in 1913. Well, how did this fountain come to be? Well, if you'll notice, in the neighborhood, the streets are named for places like Los Angeles and Fresno and Mendocino. Well, those are California county names, and the roads were laid out by the developers with the idea that this might attract more attention from Sacramento. The developers saw this tract as being the center of a big development called Northbrae. The developer's name was Louis Titus, head of the Berkeley Development Company. He owned a good 1,000 acres of land in the Berkeley Hills, including the site of the Circle today. He offered 40 of those acres with a bay view for the new state capital. But alas, it was not meant to be. This area where I am today is historic. When they first developed this area of Berkeley, the plan was to make the state capital right here. Yes, we're going all the way back to 1907. And at that time, both the State Senate and the State Assembly approved the idea that the capital would move from Sacramento to Berkeley. Now, why didn't it happen? Well, it got onto the ballot in November of 1908. But unfortunately for the proponents of Berkeley as state capital, the panic of 1907 prevented this from actually occurring. Also, there was the little fact that Berkeley was a dry city at that time, meaning there was no alcohol. And the liquor lobby apparently opposed this measure very strongly. Northbrae, however, became a vital neighborhood in the Berkeley Hills, and as you'll see, it has the steepest street of any in the entire Bay Area. We are now climbing up Marin Avenue, which leads from the Circle all the way up to Grizzly Peak, and some of the views here are some of the best in the Bay Area. Now, why is this street so steep? It measures between 20 and 25 degrees of steepness. This is the steepest street in the Bay Area. It probably wouldn't be built this way today. Well, why was it built like this back then? Well, the developers had the idea that they would put a cable car, like we have in San Francisco, running all the way from the Circle up to the top of Grizzly Peak. And this made some sense because we did have a trolley system that was developed at the time that ran very close to Marin Circle. It would have been very nice for people to get off the trolley, get onto a cable car, and ride to the top of the hill. But unfortunately, no cable car came to be. But we have a very steep street in Berkeley, which is beloved by serious bicyclists who take it as a point of honor to ride up and down this hill. The population of Berkeley in 1900 was just 13,000 people. By 1910, it had gone up to 40,000 people. And of course, today it's 118,000 people. My name is Greg Brock. I'm a real estate agent in Berkeley. I've also worked as a litigation attorney in the Bay Area for decades. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you buy or sell property. In this video, I'm going to give you a very good idea of the real estate market in the Berkeley Hills. I'll talk about the average sale price, about the average list price of homes sold, talk about the number of homes, number of transactions, and the days on market, and also the high and the low selling homes. And I'll also give you some case studies, some snapshots of homes that have sold and what they were like. Homes in the Berkeley Hills are very desirable. This year, there were 125 of them sold. The average days on market is 29 days, and the highest sale was $5.8 million. Surprisingly, the lowest sale was $475,000. Must have been a real fixer-upper. The average sale price for homes in the Berkeley Hills is about $1.8 million this year, and the average list price is about $1.6 million. So you're typically seeing the home selling for 10 or 12% above the asking price. The total sales volume is over $225 million in sales. The home at 8 Indian Rock Path sold this summer for $2 million with an asking price of just under $1.4 million. This was an unusually beautiful home right next to Indian Rock, which is a block off of Marin. This mid-century home has 5 bedrooms, 3+ baths, over 2,100 square feet of living space on a just under 6,000 square foot lot. It sold in just 15 days. 854 Hilldale sold for $1.45 million in July this year. It was on the market for $1,295,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, just over 2,000 square feet of living space on a 4,399 square foot lot, built in 1928, and it sold in just 15 days. 955 Mendocino Avenue sold in January of 2024 for $2,350,000 on a $1.795 million asking price, on the market for just 6 days. 4 bedrooms, 1+ bath, over 2,500 square feet of living space on an over 4,100 square foot lot, built in 1916. That sale price is over $500,000 higher than the asking price. Here is one for sale now. 900 Spruce Street at the corner of Marin is now on the market for $2,495,000. It's currently been on the market for 13 days. It was listed on November 19th, 2024. 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,700 square feet of living space on a 5,100 square foot lot, built in 1925. 929 Oxford Street sold for $2.4 million in April of 2023. It was on the market for 16 days. The asking price was $2,150,000, so it sold for $250,000 above asking. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3,100 square feet of living space on a 5,100 square foot lot, built in 1914. 2520 Marin Avenue sold for $1.4 million in June of 2024 on an asking price of $1.45 million. The original price was $1,525,000. It ultimately sold for $125,000 less than the original asking price. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,300 square feet of living space on a 5,400 square foot lot, built in 1931. 68 days on the market. This is what happens when you put it on the market too high. That completes our tour of the Marin Circle neighborhood as we get to know Berkeley. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Please reach out if you're thinking of buying or selling a home.